When you think of a secure place, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, it's gotta be a casino. I mean, think about it. They've got cameras covering every angle, facial recognition, tracking you the second you walk in, and of course AI watching every table for the slightest sign of cheating. It's about as locked down as you can get. But what if I told you that somebody managed to rob a casino blind without ever stepping foot inside? And they did so using only a fish tank. Oh, by the way, I'm Mike Paez, your friendly neighborhood sales engineer. And yeah, it's true, it happened back in 2017. Somewhere in the US, there was a casino that had this big fish tank out in the lobby, and at some point they decided to swap out the old thermometer for a smart one so they could monitor and control the water temperature remotely. But what they didn't know was that that thermometer had a vulnerability that attackers later found and used as a way to get into the casino's network.
And once they were inside, attackers moved laterally, or moved from system to system until they reached exactly what they were looking for: the casino's high roller database. I'm talking names, contact info, and presumably the spinning histories of every well that walked through that door. Just right there for the taking. And guess how they got out? The same way they got in. Which is the part that gets me, because while security was watching every dollar change hands and AI was tracking every face, 10 gigs of their most important data was being siphoned out through a fish tank.
And it was successful because by the time anyone found out, the data was already gone, and so were the people responsible. I mean, the only reason we know this story at all is because Darktrace, the cybersecurity firm that investigated it, shared it as a case study at a conference, with the casino's name being kept out for obvious reasons. But all these years later, I still have the same question. Like, how did this happen? I mean, casinos aren't exactly known for being careless. They spend tons of money on security and still were taken down by a fish tank. And I think your customers may not be all that different. Well, yeah, they probably don't have fish tanks, but they have printers, badge readers, conference room displays, smart thermostats, all possibly sitting on the same network as everything else. Every one of those devices is a potential entry point. And once one is compromised, the concern becomes how far it can spread. So how do you stop it from spreading? Well, the answer lies in secure networking. Beginning at the network layer, the switches handle segmentation, which breaks the network into secure zones, or VLANs. And microsegmentation can take it a step further by isolating those individual devices within those zones. From there, the firewall enforces policy, controlling and inspecting traffic as it moves between the segments. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. And then wireless access points can extend that same security out to wherever users and devices are connected. Then you have network access control, or NAC. This provides the overwatch, identifying every device the second it touches the network and making sure that it ends up in the right spot with the right level of access. Even going as far as quarantining unauthorized devices until it can be verified. And putting all that together gives you real defense in depth. In other words, it gives you the kind of layered security that makes it a little bit less likely that your customers will become a case study. But of course, as always with security, that's only the start. But in my opinion, it's a pretty good start. As always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, you stay safe out there, my fellow Internet Explorer.